Imagine this. You laugh at a joke, and their smile doesn't reach their eyes. You share a triumph, and their praise feels like a blade wrapped in silk. The air between you is thick with unspoken words, heavy with something darker than indifference, something like hatred, disguised as warmth. How does one recognize the venom in a kiss, the cruelty in a compliment? Nietzsche warned of those who dig beneath your pedestal while pretending to hold you up. What if the people closest to you are the most skilled in the deepest manipulation techniques, subtle sabotage, backhanded admiration, the slow erosion of your spirit? Do you trust your instincts, or are you already under their spell? The truth is far more unsettling. Hatred wears many masks, and the most dangerous ones are carved in the likeness of love. Why does this silent hostility exist? Nietzsche saw it as the venom of ressentiment, the repressed rage of those who lack the strength to confront their envy openly. Carl Jung called it the shadow self, the buried darkness that lashes out when we refuse to acknowledge our own weaknesses. The closer the relationship, the more potent the poison. Society teaches us to mask disdain with politeness, to weaponize kindness. Passive aggression, gaslighting, and strategic neglect are the tools of those who dare not strike directly. Schopenhauer knew the cheapest sort of pride is national pride. For if a man is proud of his own nation, it argues that he has no qualities of his own of which he can be proud. Could the same apply to those who cloak hatred in false affection? The deeper wound? You begin to question your own perception, wondering if you're the one at fault. And that is the most insidious manipulation of all. This silent war does not leave scars, it dissolves them. Over time, you forget what was stolen, your confidence, your joy, the unshakable belief in your own worth. Like water carving stone, their words reshape your reality. Cognitive dissonance takes root. Why would someone who claims to love me make me feel so small? Neurologically, the effect is corrosive. Studies show chronic emotional manipulation triggers the same stress responses as physical pain. Your brain rewires itself to anticipate betrayal, to flinch at kindness. Sartre was right. Hell is other people, not because they torture us openly, but because they make us complicit in our own suffering. Worst of all, you start to believe you deserve it. And that is how hatred wins without ever declaring itself. The first act of defiance is to see the game being played and refuse to participate. Nietzsche's remedy was amor fati. Love your fate, even the betrayal, for it reveals the truth. Stop seeking their validation. Their approval was never the prize. Psychological warfare demands psychological resistance. Name the manipulation aloud. Gaslighting collapses when exposed to light. Set ruthless boundaries. Schopenhauer's porcupine dilemma teaches us that intimacy requires space to avoid mutual destruction. Reclaim your narrative. Jungian shadow work asks, what if their hatred reflects what they despise in themselves? This is not your burden to carry. Let their silence speak for them, and walk away, not in anger, but in absolute, unshakable indifference. Power returns when you realize the greatest revenge is a life fully lived. Here is the hidden law they fear you discovering. Hatred is not about you, it is the hater's confession. Every backhanded compliment, every withheld joy, is a silent scream of their own inadequacy. Nietzsche called it the confession of the inferior. You are merely the mirror they could not bear to face, the paradigm shift. Their venom was never your cross to bear. True power lies in the realization that you are never the target, only the collateral in someone else's war with themselves. So let them starve. Withdraw the one thing their hatred feeds on, your attention. And in that stillness, you'll hear the most liberating truth of all, the sound of your own freedom roaring back to life.